it is my pleasure to invite Mr. Mιχαήλ Kώτσιas, Head of Unit, European Union and International Organizations in the Directorate for International Science and Technology Cooperation in the General Secretariat for Research and Innovation. Mr. Kώτσιas, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anδrονίκη. Good morning, everybody. I'm honored to welcome you in this event on behalf of the General Secretariat for Research and Innovation and the Secretary General, Dr. Anastasios Gaitanis, who is engaged in another event. So he sends his greetings through me to this session. As you probably know, General Secretariat is a governmental for planning, coordinating, and implementation of the research technological development policies. And we support the research community and industry through competitiveness programs, giving emphasis to both economic growth and social justice. Greece has welcomed this new European Bauhaus European initiative, which was launched as a creative and interdisciplinary initiative that connects the European Green Deal to our living spaces and experiences. Today, the NEB, as we call it, facility, bridges the worlds of science and technology with the one of the art and culture. Creating those bridges, cutting across disciplines and building on participation at all levels, the new European Bauhaus acts as an inspirational movement to facilitate and steer this transformation of our societies along the values of sustainability, inclusion, and quality of living. The General Secretariat conducts the representation of Greece to the program committees of Horizon Europe for the time being, or any framework program for research and innovation of the European Union, and appoints the national contact points to support its implementation and provide national guidance. For this reason, for the NEB in particular, the ΠΡΑΞΗ network is appointed, which I must thank also for this for the efforts organizing this event today. Through our participation, especially in the strategic program committee, the supervising committee of Horizon Europe, we are able to co-create the work programs for the new European Bauhaus Research and Innovation component, while the Ministry of Culture represents Greece in the implementation of the rollout component of this initiative. My colleague Elizabeth Καραισκου and also colleague Ανδρονίκη Papa-Terpu will elaborate more on the job carrying out on this participation for this framework program, and I must say that new European Bauhaus will be also in a special position on the next framework program, the FP10, which is now drafting, aiming to start the 1st of January of 2028 for the next 7-year period. I wish you all to enjoy this info session today and receive useful information about the initiative scopes and our participations to the calls, and to wish you the best of luck with the calls. Thank you very much and see you. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kώtsιas, for your introductory remarks. And now we can continue with Dr. Kostas Vavekis, the head of technical operations at ΠΡΑΞΗ Network 4. Kostas, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you all for joining today's info session on the new European Bauhaus facility. We are pleased to organize this session together with the General Secretariat for Research and Innovation in Greece. And I would like to thank Mr. Kώtsιas for the opening remarks, as well as Ms. Emilie Vandam, Policy Officer, the NEB Unit at the Joint Research Center of the European Commission, who accepted our invitation and will later present the NEB facility and its two components. For us, at ΠΡΑΞΗ Network, it has been an honor to be appointed as national contact point for the NEB since July 2024, particularly for the research and innovation component in the Horizon Europe. We believe the new European Bauhaus Facility is a unique European initiative and funding tool that fosters innovative solutions for transforming neighborhoods, making them not only sustainable, but also inclusive and beautiful by bringing together citizens, experts, and stakeholders from diverse fields and disciplines. We hope today's session will provide you with valuable insights and inspire you to actively engage with opportunities that the NEB facility offers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kostas, and thank you both again for the opening remarks. And now I would like to invite for the first presentation, Emilie Vandam. Emilie, thank you once again for accepting our invitation. It's a pleasure to have you here with us. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Anδρονίκη, and thank you, everyone. I'm also very happy to be here with you this morning. Greetings from great Brussels. So yeah, I will share my screen. You already presented me. So I'm Emilie Vandam. Yeah, I work in the new European Bauhaus. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, everything is fine.
Perfect. So yeah, I work in the European Bauhaus Unit of the Joint Research Center at the European Commission. And as you announced, I will be presenting the NEB facility, both the RNI and the rollout component, as well as the 2025 topics that open the Horizon Europe. And also I will start with a brief overview of what the European Bauhaus is, because I'm aware it's a broad initiative and it's not always easy to grasp, and also what we do in our unit and how we implement the European Bauhaus. So starting with what is the European Bauhaus? So just going back in time a little bit, just to give you a bit the history of the genesis of the initiative. It started in January 2021, and it was launched by the president of the commission, Mr. Ursula von der Leyen. And it was mentioned already, but the aim behind the European Bauhaus was really to bring the European Green Deal closer to citizens, to make it be bit more concrete, more tangible for citizens, and make it more visible on the ground. And that is why the European Bauhaus focuses its actions more on at the neighborhood level, at the local level, focuses also on the living places and on the built environment, because those are really areas where people can see and can feel the change. So also maybe a word on why this name, the European Bauhaus, because it's a question that we often get. And it comes from the historic Bauhaus, which was an art design and architectural school founded in Germany in 1919. And the historic Bauhaus was really about leveraging the new industrial capacity and combining it with arts to create beautiful, functional, and affordable design for everyone, because that was at a time where when Germany was facing a severe economic crisis. And in a similar way, what we want to do today with the new European Bauhaus, it's combining and bridging science and technologies with arts and culture, really to find solutions to overcome the challenges we face today, and more specifically the climate crisis. And doing that while at the same time ensuring that the solutions that are being developed are inclusive and co-designed with people. So the European Bauhaus has 3 core values. that you can see there on the visual. Sustainability, so that refers to climate, biodiversity, circularity, zero pollution, for instance. Then we have the value of inclusion, so that refers to diversity, accessibility, affordability. And then the third value is beauty, so that's maybe a bit harder to understand, because what we mean by beauty, it's of course the aesthetics, but also the quality of experience. So it can also cover things such as comfort or safety. So it's really going beyond functionality. And then we also have 3 working principles, which are participatory process, multi-level engagement, and transdisciplinary approach. And of course, those 3 values and those 3 working principles are not new as such, but what we do with the European Bauhaus is that we combine them, and that's really the novelty with this approach. So that's just to give you a brief overview of what the European Bauhaus is. And now, how do we deliver the European Bauhaus? Well, there are different ways, of course, to do it. First, we start by saying that it's about co-creating with our NEB community. Because participation and co-creation are really at the core of the initiative, because we want to involve people as much as possible, make it as bottom up as possible, because yes, as I just said, we really want the European Bauhaus to answer needs on the ground and to be connected to people. So now we have a community that counts over 1,000 members. They come from various sectors such as culture, education, architecture, construction, housing, or fashion, just to name a few. And the point is really to bring all those actors together so that they can exchange, they can learn from each other, etc. And also they play a role of ambassadors, if I can say, and they help us in disseminating the new European Bauhaus and its values and principle. And we really try to keep this network alive by organizing regular meetings, events. We try to support them as much as we can, etc. At the moment we have 21 Greek partners. So the partners, they're the non-profit organization as well as the university. And we also have 11 Greek friends. So the friends, they're more the companies and the public actors. So and just so you know, joining the NEB community it's free, and it's pretty easy to do. You can go on a website. You need to fill in a form, and then you get access to all the direct access to some information, those events that we're organizing for the community, etc. Then second, we develop tools and guidelines to support the European Bauhaus project. So, well, I won't go into details about all of those tools, but basically they allow to better understand the European Bauhaus, what it means concretely for projects to be considered as a European Bauhaus project. It also helps planning and designing a European Bauhaus project. It gives guidelines to apply the NEB values and principles to a project. For instance, just to speak about one of them, we have the European Bauhaus Compass. That was one of the first tools that we published. And the Compass describes the 3 core values of the initiative and their 3 levels of ambition, because each value has 3 different levels of ambition. So for instance, if I take the value of sustainability, it would have a first level, which is repurpose, and then another level, which is about closing the loop, so more about circularity. And then the third level of ambition is about regenerating. So it's really giving back to nature and regenerating. And then the Compass really explain what that means exactly, and it also gives concrete examples. So that can be quite helpful. And then we have the NEB investment guidelines, NEB self-assessment method, the toolbox. So those are really all tools to help better understand what it means concretely to be an European Bauhaus project, or how you can apply the values and principles to your projects. Then third, we also integrate the European Bauhaus and its objectives in the EU programs and policies. Because before 2025, the European Bauhaus, and so 2025 and this famous NEB facility, the European Bauhaus did not have its own funding tool. So what we did is that we were doing, we were mainstreaming the European Bauhaus in different funding programs of the European Commission and in policy documents. And I have to say this has been quite successful, because we managed to have the NEB funded by 9 different EU programs, and also to have it mentioned in different policy documents. So yeah, we've been really making efforts to have the NEB all over the European Commission, so negotiating with our colleagues internally, etc. And actually now with the new Commission, we can see this has really worked, because we have now 5 cabinets and 5 commissioners that are involved in the governance of the European Bauhaus. So yeah, we have Commissioner Roswell, which is the main commissioner for the European Bauhaus. So she's the commissioner for the environment. We also have Commissioner Fito, which is for cohesion and reforms. We have Commissioner Zarayeva for research innovation. Commissioner Vikkunen for sovereignty, security, and democracy. Here, of course, it's more the democracy aspect that is the connection with the European Bauhaus, and Commissioner Jorgensen, which is the Commissioner for Energy and Housing. So yeah, as you can see, I mean, it also shows that the NEB covers a wide spectrum of areas. It has some very good advantages to have 5 commissioners involved, because, yeah, I mean, you can see there is political interest and political support. Of course, sometimes there are also disadvantages, because that means that all those people need to agree, which sometimes can be challenging. But overall, we are very happy about that, because, as I said, it shows that there is political support and political will to bring the European Bauhaus forward. And just a very concrete example, and that's why I have those slides on those images on the slide there, and it also shows how the Commission is implementing the European Bauhaus to itself. Is that so the JRC has a site in Spain, in Sevilla, and we are building a new building there, which is complying with the NEB, the European Bauhaus values. So the first stone was set on, well, not a long time ago. It was the 30th of June. Yeah, so 3 months ago now. So yeah, the building will be really like sustainable with a lot of, you know, this canopy of solar panels, and the objective is really to make it also a place where people and citizens can meet, can gather. Will be very green. So yeah, that's also trying to apply the European Bauhaus to the own Commission's building. Then another way through which we deliver the European Bauhaus is by supporting bottom-up initiatives and funding projects. So now we're entering more, I think, the topic that interests you the most. So yeah, that represents quite an important strength of work for us, because of course all of those projects allow to make the European Bauhaus real on the ground. There are different types of projects. So first, there are bottom-up projects that come directly from the community and that we support as much as possible. Maybe one example of those kind of projects are the European Bauhaus labs. And what are those labs? They're really co-creation space that are at the service of the European Bauhaus community. And yeah, they're members of the community getting together to implement and and develop European Bauhaus projects. There is actually the School of Architecture of the National Technical University of Athens that is involved in one of the NEB lab, which is the NEB Goes South. And basically what that lab does is that it brings together 6 schools of architecture coming from 6 different countries, which are Croatia, France, Greece, Italy, Portugal, and Spain. And their goal really is to think and improve education through architecture and to build a collaborative community that brings together students, architects, designers, engineers, artists, and other scientists for, again, with this idea of exchange and learning from each other. Then we also have the projects that we directly fund. So far, just to give you some numbers, between 2021 and 2024, the EU has spent almost 400 million euros in European Bauhaus projects. And as I was saying, it has been funded by 9 different EU programs. So that was all before the European Bauhaus Facility. So because the money is coming from 9 different programs, there are quite a lot of different projects. Just to give you a few examples, we have, for instance, the NEB Lighthouse demonstrators that are funded by Horizon Europe. So those were really, because they started quite early. They started in 2022, so it was more or less a year after the initiative was launched. So it was really about showing how the European Bauhaus can be implemented and can look like in real world, if I can say. And there, for instance, we have the European Bauhaus, the Lighthouse demonstrators, Eyes, Hearts, Hands, Urban Revolutions, which is here. And the idea of this project is to think about how we can transform cities' built environment with and for vulnerable residents. And the aim is really to tackle socioeconomic and cultural challenges, such as social segregation, energy poverty, or the degradation of depopulated historical centers. And in that project, there were partners coming from 7 different countries, and including the municipality of Kozani, which is one of the pilot city, and which serves as an example and as a demonstration of how NEB can be implemented. Another project funded by Horizon Europe that I can mention is the project Heritact, which is coordinated by the University of Patras, and the project is about activating heritage through experiences towards sustainable development. And there are 3 pilots, including one in Elefsina, in Ballina in Ireland, and in Milan in Italy. So those are, for instance, two examples of Horizon Europe projects. Then there are also other projects that are funded by the cohesion policy programs. And maybe just a word on that is that, unlike Horizon Europe, which is a program that is centrally managed by the Commission, the cohesion policy programs, they're managed by the member states. So it's more in the hands of the national and regional authorities to see how the money is used. And I have to say that in Greece, the European Bauhaus values have been really well integrated into the cohesion policy programs. So yeah, for instance, the NEB has been incorporated in a call for the upgrade and revitalization of the coastal front of city of Patras within the area of sustainable urban development. So it's a regional program called Western Greece, and there was a budget of 12 million. So yeah, that's something very nice because, as I said, I mean, it depends really much on the national or regional will. And yeah, in Greece, we've had really nice European Bauhaus projects funded by the cohesion policy programs. There's also another project which is called Rock the Block. That's in Egaleo. I'm sorry if sometimes the pronunciation of the Greek is not It's not very good. And that was a project funded under the European Urban Initiative, and that is about the transformation of housing to make it more green, more sustainable, more circular and inclusive. And there it focused more on a multi-residence blocks rather than on individual households. Also really with this idea of enabling neighborhood community building and upscaling. And
Emilie, so sorry for stepping in, but before continuing, we have a question in the chat. If you could repeat the name of the Horizon Europe project led by the University of Patras you mentioned earlier.
It's Heritact.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Heritact.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. And yes, and finally to close on the projects, we also have the European Bauhaus prizes, and we've had them since 2021, so it's an annual competition now, and they award either projects that already exist, that are existing examples of projects that embed the European Bauhaus values, and those are the NEB champions. Or we also have a prize for concepts of ideas, and those need to be submitted by people under 30-year-old, and those are the NEB Rising Stars. And yeah, we've had now 4 editions of NEB prizes, and in total we've had more than 5,000 applications. So we're having very good results and very nice projects and ideas through those prizes. So they're very inspiring. And actually we have the prize ceremony for the 2025 edition next week, I believe. Yes. So yeah, those are always like opportunities and events where, yeah, as I said, that I find very inspiring, because you see all of those projects and ideas that are there, and it's that embed the European Bauhaus values, and it's really nice. So funding opportunities, which brings me to the European Bauhaus facility. I don't know if in the meantime there were other questions.
Any questions at this point? I think not yet, so yeah.
And I'll just go ahead with the rest of the presentation on the NEB facility. So yes, as I was saying, the NEB has been funded by 9 different programs with this mainstreaming approach I was telling you about from 2021 to 2024. But the initiative has really grown and has reached a turn. So we needed to adapt this way of working, and we needed to adapt the tools to support the European Bauhaus. And in particular, we wanted to have the European Bauhaus to have its own funding instrument. And the NEB facility is the response and the answer to that. So it provides the NEB with its own funding instrument from 2025 to 2027, and a framework that is more coherent and comprehensive to achieve the NEB objectives. Because as I was telling you, I mean, it was very nice to be working with those 9 different programs, but that also meant that, you know, we had to also adapt to those different programs. So yeah, the overall objective of the NEB facility is to transform and revitalize neighborhoods and turn them into more sustainable and inclusive living spaces. And it focuses on neighborhoods because, as I was saying at the beginning of the presentation, that's where people really feel and see the changes in a more visible and direct way. So to do so, the NEB facility has 3 objectives that I will present in more details in the next slides. The 3 objectives are, you can see them on the slide. First one is transforming places with communities. Then the second one is about supporting innovation. And finally, the third one is about enabling change. There are two components of the European Bauhaus facility that has also been mentioned earlier. So in blue, that's the R&I component. So it's funded by Horizon Europe, and it covers really fundamental research to testing and early demonstration. And in Horizon Europe, the NEB facility includes 3 destinations, and each one of those destinations corresponds to one objective of the NEB facility. And then in green, we have the rollout component, and this is about really facilitating the uptake, further development and deployment of new knowledge, methods, approaches and technologies that are being developed under the R&I component, but not only, because of course, in terms of timing, it's challenging because research takes quite some time. So the rollout component is also based on previous research projects that correspond to the new European Bauhaus values. And then in terms of budgets, the NEB facility still combines different sources of funding. So the R&I component, as I said, is funded by Horizon Europe, and the indicative budget is more or less 120 million per year. And then the rollout component is expected to leverage a similar level of investment, so around 120 million per year. And this money would come from, again, different EU programs, with also support from national and private funding. And then the facility is also supported by different activities, including the NEB community, because it's really important that the NEB community engages in supporting the facility implementation, but also, for instance, in promoting the calls and expanding really the European Bauhaus network. And then, of course, communication will be also key, again, with this idea of promoting the European Bauhaus facility, the calls, topics that are being issued. Then we have, of course, the tools that I've been mentioning before, so the NEB Compass, the NEB Toolbox, and finally, the international dimension, because the European Bauhaus has an international dimension that focuses on global collaboration, this knowledge sharing that is very important to the European Bauhaus. And yeah, for instance, we had the very nice collaboration at the moment with Japan, also with the World Expo that is going on in Osaka. And there the EU pavilion is based on the European Bauhaus. So this is an example of international dimension where we're in touch with the Tokyo University and Japanese authorities, for instance. Okay, now going more into details for each one of the objectives of the R&I of the NEB facility. So we'll present the 3 different objectives and then explain also how they translate for the R&I and the rollout component. So the first objective on transforming places with communities. For this objective, the facility will focus on understanding how the local context, the built environment, democratic governance interact in neighborhoods, and in scaling up NEB solutions for their social and physical transformation. So under this objective, we will really aim to create sustainable, cohesive, and healthy communities that feel ownership of the green transition through, for instance, the use of arts, of cultural heritage, but also digital technologies and education to improve social inclusion, civic engagement, and really have people feeling, having a sense of belonging. So for the R&I, this translates into a different work stream. The first work stream will look into how design, architecture, and planning foster sustainable and inclusive communities. So it addresses issues such as green gentrification, the use of space and how space is used, affordable housing, adaptability. And there it really aims to ensure that neighborhoods provide resilient and affordable housing for diverse populations, so for young families, for elderly people, or people with disabilities, for instance. Then the second stream explores innovative governance models, like, for instance, participatory decision-making and co-governance. It also analyzes how these models can transform neighborhoods and how they adapt to local cultures. And there, under this work stream, we also consider the role that digital technologies can play in enhancing participation and co-creation. Then the third work stream investigates how factors like stewardship influence behavior during sustainable transitions. So it focuses again on the role of arts, culture, heritage in driving collective action. And again, there it looks how digital technologies and emotional intelligence can inform neighborhood policies and public services. And finally, the fourth stream considers neighborhoods as evolving systems, focusing on civic engagement, social connection, and residents' trust in local democracy. And it really emphasizes inclusiveness, and community building, while also integrating design, cultural heritage, social innovation, and digital technologies. So now, a bit more concretely, well, I'll be talking about it a bit later, but we have in the Horizon Europe Work Program 2025 4 topics under Destination 1. Those topics were published on, the work program was published on 15th of May this year. And then we are also currently preparing the work program for 26 and 27. And we'll also have topics under this objective under Destination 1. And maybe just a word on the work program 26-27. So we expect it to be adopted by early 2026. But for the first time, the draft versions are also being published. So you can, so you can also access those. They're, of course, not the final topic, so the text can still change, but it can give you an idea of the directions that we're taking for the 26-27 topics. So that was for the RNI. Now moving on to the rollout, and also just so you know, I personally work on the RNI component. So I'm presenting the rollout, but it's not my area of expertise, if I may say so. In case you have questions on the rollout that I cannot answer, I can go back to my colleagues and then get back to you later. So for the rollout component under the objective 1, there, the rollout is really about complementing the RNI. So it will bring together actions on stronger local democracy mechanism and services at neighborhood level. We'll have also actions on quality affordable housing, on regenerative strategies for green and public spaces. And we'll be also looking at how we can activate culture and arts. And among some actions that are already rolling out under this first objective, we have a special trend of the NEB prices that was focusing on affordable housing. Then we also have the NEB boost for small municipalities. And then there's also the Regio peer-to-peer NEB community and the EIT community NEB, which I'll be talking about a bit later. And then also, for 2026, 2027, the objective is to cooperate even more closely with the services in charge of the single market program to have calls under this program. And just to give you a concrete example of how the European Bauhaus can be mainstreamed in urban regeneration projects financed by cohesion policy. You have there the project Town Center First Heritage Revival, or THRIVE. And what is THRIVE? It's really a strategy that aims at revitalizing town centers by renovating and repurposing heritage building, while at the same time integrating the NEB values and principles into the design and implementation of the project. So it's really in order to make them more holistic and more participatory. And then we had the local Irish authorities that were invited to participate in a capacity building training about the application of the NEB principles. And they had the opportunity to exchange with other European Bauhaus projects. And there, the total amount of funding will reach 120 million euro. Then we have the second objective about supporting innovation. So the aim of this second objective is really to support innovation towards a more circular and regenerative construction sector. So for the RNI, this translates into exploring new products, materials, and technologies that optimize the construction processes and minimize the waste, pollution, and the use of resources. And then under the rollout component, under this objective, the aim is to scale up those new solutions and bring them to the markets, really with this idea of contributing to making the construction sector more sustainable and more competitive. So more precisely, under the RNI component, we have three work streams there. The first one aims to develop and integrate innovative, bio-based, advanced, and circular construction materials to create a sustainable built environment. And it emphasizes materials with properties like, for instance, self-healing or carbon absorption. And there, it also look at how those new materials can adapt either in new construction or in retrofitted structures. Then the second work stream looks beyond materials, and it's really about rethinking and reinventing building and renovation practices. And there it focuses more on sustainable designs and techniques that align with circular economy principles. So it's really about reducing waste, reducing resource consumption, optimizing space and resources. It also encourages adaptive reuse of existing structures and also explores modular or prefabricated construction methods. What's also important under this work stream is regenerative designs, biomimicry, biophilic architecture, really with the idea to enhance biodiversity and well-being. And also to look into how new technologies can be used to reach those objectives. And then finally, the third work stream focuses on developing new methodologies to measure the performance and impacts of sustainable and circular construction solutions, really to understand what's the impact, because by understanding what the impact is, it also allows to make a better decision. It informs the decision making and the adoption of innovative construction practice. And again, I mean, how this is translated concretely, under that destination, we also have 4 topics in the work program 2025. And again, we're still, I mean, there will also be topics in the Horizon Europe Work Program 26-2027, which is being prepared at the moment. Now we're approaching the final stage of the preparation of the Work Program 26-27, so that's quite exciting. And then for the rollout component, again, it's really about complementing what is being done under the RNI component. So it's about bringing actions to support this new construction culture, boosting the scale up and the market uptake of innovative construction materials and products, and deploy the NEB solutions for a circular economy of construction. And for instance, we have the NEB community best practices that can help tackle negative perception related to using prefabrication in building and construction, because it can really help to present a new positive narrative where that really connects offsite construction with high quality environments and well integrated projects. Also, the rollout will facilitate the implementation of projects that help keep products, components, and materials circulating in the economy. And it can also support local authorities to enhance the adaptability and sufficiency of the building stock in their neighborhoods. And among the actions that are really ongoing under this second objective, we are, for instance, developing a code dedicated to the implementation of sufficiency measures. And then we have the again under this objective, the IT community NEB that is really playing an important role in supporting small-scale innovative NEB projects and startups through a whole innovation journey. And then for 26-27, our objective is to cooperate even more closely with the European Innovation Council, as well again as the Single Market Program. And here too, I have an example, which is the EIT community NEB. So that's what I was telling you about. So just to know a bit of the background, the work of the EIT community NEB started more or less at the same time as the European Bauhaus. So they've been evolving and following together with the initiative. And yeah, they really support startups and businesses and help to scale up, to turn ideas into business ideas. So it's really a good example of how the NEB facility can reach this second objective and support innovation from startup to scale up. And yeah, so the EIT community NEB in 2023, they organized a sense-making exercise, and following that exercise, they shaped this EIT community NEB journey with the objective of accompanying small-scale projects at every stage of their development through, for instance, microfunding and supporting activities. And in 3 years, the EIT community NEB has been supporting more than 174 citizen project startups. So yeah, it's really a great tool. So now, moving on to the third objective, enabling change. The idea here is really to move towards greater circularity and regeneration. And to do that, of course, it's very important to ensure appropriate demand and incentives, as well as capacity and resources from projects decision makers. So here, the NEB facility aims to research, test, and deploy new business and funding models. And it will also support the development of a new set of skills that are needed to rethink how projects and solutions are conceived, are planned, are implemented, for always this idea of going towards greater sustainability and inclusions. So under the Arena component, this objective translates into better understanding what are the enabling conditions for the development and uptake of and also investment in NEB solutions. And more particularly, the first workstream promotes the creation of business models that support innovative processes and methods for neighborhoods revitalization. It emphasizes integrating social innovation, cultural heritage, and participatory approaches to demonstrate the investment potential of the European Bauhaus project. And these models aim to enhance cost effectiveness and social impact through design innovation and circular economy principles. Then we have the second work stream that explores the development of circular supply chains that focus on reclaiming, reusing, and reassembling construction resources locally. And it highlights the environmental and social benefits of such systems going beyond economic values, because it's very important, to not only consider things with the in terms of economic value, but also consider what it can bring in terms of well-being, in terms of biodiversity, etc. Then we have the third work streams that looks into the factors within neighborhood ecosystems that affect the success of NEB projects. So there it seeks to understand market dynamics, policies, and regulations that influence a project viability. And yeah, it's about addressing these barriers and incentives at various levels with to support the sustainable investment and the growth of new business models. And finally, the last stream focuses on identifying alternative funding mechanisms to support NEB-aligned projects. It's about exploring impact investing, public-private partnerships, community land trusts, social impacts bonds as potential funding solutions that align with NEB values. And by doing so, it aims to unlock the long-term social, cultural, environmental, and economic value of neighborhood transformation. And here, sorry, I noticed that the slider has not been updated, but because of course by now the work program has been published. And we have 3 topics under Destination 3 in the work program 2025. And again, more to come in the work program 26-27. Then for the rollout component, it will support actions that implement and develop seeking to improve the conditions, allowing the NEB approach to flourish. So that includes, for instance, developing tools and boosting really the necessary skills for sustainable construction, testing those innovative funding and business models, developing competencies and capacities that are necessary to develop and implement projects that align with the 2 first objectives. Then among the actions that are already rolling out, we have the NEB Academy, that is really about fostering skills on sustainable construction. We also have capacity building activities under the European Urban Initiative that can be really instrumental to support urban authorities to embed the European Bauhaus in their sustainable urban strategies. And this is financed by the cohesion policy. And then in 26-27, we aim to cooperate more closely with Digital Europe, really with the objective and to work towards the implementation of digital tools, for instance, to facilitate citizen engagement and participatory processes. And then we aim also to have the innovative funding hub. And then again, a concrete example, the Innovative Funding Advisory Hub. The aim of this advisory hub is to promote innovative funding schemes and has been developed with the support of the European Parliament to promote the funding of small-scale projects. And the pilot project is made of 2 complementary actions. First, the NEB Funding Advisory Hub, and then the development of a voucher scheme. And this is really a response to the difficulties of many players to access funding and the need to look for alternative models. And within the pilots, there is an interactive IT platform that promotes the visibility of these small-scale projects highlighting their benefits and their impact on the ground, also to attract public and private investors. So it's really about matchmaking for small NEB projects with alternative forms of funds such as philanthropies, impact financiers, crowdfundings, etc. And we expect the platform to start operating in 2026. So those were the 3 objectives of the NEB facility. And it's important to say that those 3 objectives and the work stream that I presented were inspired by the inputs that we received during a comprehensive consultation that we organized last year, and that went from June to October 2024. And that based on the inputs, we've developed this European Bauhaus Facility roadmap, which was published earlier this year in March. And there in this, so you can find it on our website, and there you can really find everything I just explained and even more than that. So yeah, I encourage you to have a look at it. So I don't know if there are questions now, or if
yeah, we have a couple of questions. So the first question is there a dedicated EIT community for NEB? Do they have representatives or hubs in the South? Should I go with the second one?
Or I can. So
yeah, maybe we can address this one first.
Yeah. So yeah, there is a dedicated EIT community NEB, but to be honest, I would have to check about the representatives. So
there is an answer in the chat. I think it is Climate Kick from EIT.
Yeah, there is a Climate Kick. There is also the Culture and Creativity Kick. So there are a few, yeah.
And then the second question is, what is the connection between the NEB community and the NEB Advisors Network? The latter was developed under the Nebula project and continues through the Star Track project within B4PP and promotes NEB values with the support of local Built for People innovation clusters, B4PICs.
Here, to be honest, I would have to check. I also don't have the answer. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We can totally return with written responses regarding these 2 questions. Another question concerns what is the contact point in Patras for NEB. I think that I can answer to that. I'm a national contact point for Greece, so you can send me any questions you might have. That's it for now. So maybe we can continue with the last slides and then have the Q&A session.
Yeah. All right, so now I will focus on the funding opportunities under Horizon Europe. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, on 15 May, the Horizon Europe 2025 program was published. And for the first time, it included the NEB facility part with the R&I calls for 2025. So the calls are now open for submission, and the deadline to apply is 12th of November. So here, I will not go into too many details on each of the topics. There are recordings available where we explain more in details each topic. So yeah, feel free to check them out. I didn't think of putting the link on the slide, but I can send them to you and Anδρονίκη if you don't have them, so you can also share them.
Yeah, we can have them with the publication of the recording and the presentations.
Yeah. Perfect, thanks. So yeah, I will more speak about the thematic areas that those topics cover, and in case you are preparing an application or want to apply, I will also explain after how you can contact us, Anδrονίκη. So for starting with destination 1, which contributes to the first objective of the NEB facility, we have, as I said, four topics there. So the first one is about the impact of common space on neighborhood communities. Then the second one is fostering and maintaining the social fabric for the green transition in neighborhoods. The third one is beautiful, sustainable, and inclusive street furniture for the transformation of neighborhoods. And then the last one is about network of neighborhoods for innovative policies on gentrification. So here, destination 1 will already be about better understanding how the way that neighborhoods are designed can impact the social fabric of those neighborhoods. And it will also look into the behavior, how it can impact the behavior of the inhabitants, and how the habits and behaviors can change into more sustainable and inclusive ones. Then for destination 2, which corresponds to the R&I component under the second objective of the facility. So if you remember well, it's about circular and regenerative approaches for the built environment. We have, again, 4 topics. The first one is about applying regenerative design to the built environment in neighborhoods. Then we have another topic on biofabricated materials for sustainable and beautiful construction. The third one is on sufficiency measures in the built environment. And then the fourth topic under destination 2 is about innovative approaches for sustainable, inclusive, and beautiful social and affordable housing. So here, the destination focuses rather on the physical dimension of neighborhoods and the built environment, and how we can make it more sustainable, circular, and regenerative. And it does that in mainly in 2 ways mainly. First, by developing innovative construction materials and products, or improving those that already exist. And the second approach is more about developing new designs, new architectural approaches and construction methods, but also new ways of thinking the way we use space. So, for instance, the sufficiency measure topic. And then finally, destination 3 is about exploring innovative funding and business models. There, as I said, we have 3 topics. The first one is on renovating the built environment through design for adaptability and disassembly. The second topic is on bottom-up social entrepreneurship for the co-creation of neighborhoods in line with the European Bauhaus. And then the third topic is about reverse local construction supply chains for the beautiful reassembly of reclaimed construction products. And there, those topics under destination 3 really focus on developing new business models, new value chains for the construction sector. And we'll also look at how bottom-up social entrepreneurship can lead to the sustainable and beautiful transformation of neighborhoods. So those are all the topics in the work program 25 in a nutshell. Now, just a few last slides of more practical, I would say, because we are aware it's not always easy to navigate through the EU funding opportunities. So where can you find those goals and those topics? Either you can find them on the EU funding and tenders portal. So there you have the link. And yeah, or you can, another way to find them is also through the European Bauhaus website. So there you will see on the website you have a tab funding, and you can find the calls that are currently open and the one that will open. And if you go there, you will also find a link that will lead you to the funding and tender portal. So maybe first starting on the European Bauhaus page is the easiest way to find the calls that are open. And then in case you have questions, well, you can contact Anδrονίκη, or you can also ask questions through the research inquiry service. There you have the link too. And yeah, you can ask questions that directly reach us, so we can reply through this platform. And finally, just a bit of promotion here on my side. We will have the new European Bauhaus Festival in 2026 from the 9th to 13th of June. And yeah, it's really a great moment where we bring all the European Bauhaus community together, where you can see NEB projects, meet people from the NEB community. And it's also, I mean, we're also looking for participation from the NEB community. So you can apply, in case you have a project you want to showcase, you can apply to go to the fair. In case you want to organize a satellite event, so those are events are taking place as part of the European Bauhaus Festival, but not in Brussels. You can applied for the satellite events. And then we have the fest, where we have more cultural, artistic shows, and we're also looking for nice and cool activities to showcase. So yeah, applications are open, as you can see on the slide, and you can find all the information on our website. And then I swear that's the last slide. We also just last Friday, so a week ago, we opened a call for evidence, because we really want to think about the future of the new Open Bauhaus, of the initiative. And so yeah, we are looking for feedback, for input. So yeah, we have this call for evidence that open. It's open until the 17th of October. And then on the basis of the feedback that we will receive, the Commission plans to adapt a communication and a proposal for a council recommendation that we're planning to publish in December 2025. So it's all going quite quickly. So if you want to give feedback, give input, don't hesitate. And again, all the information is on our website. So that's it. I've reached the end of my presentation. So happy to take questions, hoping that I can answer.
Emilie, thank you so much for the excellent and so insightful presentation from your side. We already have a question in the chat. Could you tell us a bit more about the role of the Joint Research Center in Horizon Europe project application as a beneficiary with zero funding?
Well, I mean, for the European Bauhaus projects, we don't allow the participation of the Joint Research Center, because since our unit is in the Joint Research Center, and we are developing the topics, there's a question of conflict of interest, so we don't allow the participation of JRC in the European Bauhaus project. But I'm not sure this. I don't know if that's replies to the question.
Yeah, I think that for other clusters, you could contact the responsible national contact points for getting a clarification on this issue. The other questions, you can raise your hand or you can put your questions in the chat.
I mean, if you have more questions that come, you can always write to us.
I think that there are no any questions at this point. But in any case, yeah, if you have any questions later on, you can contact me, send me your questions, and I can forward them to Emilie and the GRC colleagues. in order to elaborate on this. Okay. So I can't see any raised hand or anything in the chat. So I would propose to continue with the two presentations. I think that we could skip the 5-minute break and 5 minutes earlier, if this is okay for everyone. So yeah, Emilie, I would like to truly thank you for accepting again our invitation. It was a pleasure to have you here with us today, and good luck for all the work program for 26 and 27, and see how things are going.
Yes, thank you so much, Anδρονίκη. Thank you for organizing the event and for having me. And
Thank you so much.
And good luck with helping people for the 2025 goals.
Thank you so much.
Have a very nice day and a nice
You
weekend.
too.
I think we
you,
can
Emilie.
already start saying it. Okay,
Thank
bye.
you so much, Emilie. Τώρα μπορούμε να συνεχίσουμε στα ελληνικά πλέον. Αν δεν υπάρχει κάποια αντίρρηση με το διάλειμμα, θα πρότεινα να συνεχίσουμε με τις δύο τελευταίες παρουσιάσεις. Και θα ήθελα σε αυτό το σημείο να προσκαλέσω λοιπόν την δόκτωρ Ελισάβετ Καραισκου από τη Γενική Γραμματεία Έρευνας και Καινοτομίας και συγκεκριμένα από τη Διεύθυνση Διεθνούς Επιστημονικής και Τεχνολογικής Συνεργασίας από το Τμήμα Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης και Διεθνών Οργανισμών. Κυρία Καραισκου.
Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ, Ανδρονίκη. Καλησπέρα πλέον και από μένα. Να ευχαριστήσουμε την κυρία Vandam από το JRC για την πολύ αναλυτική παρουσίασή της. Και τώρα θα προχωρήσουμε με το να σας πούμε λίγο πράγματα για τους φορείς στην Ελλάδα που ασχολούμαστε με τον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη και το νέο European Bauhaus. Η Γενική Γραμματεία και Καινοτομίας είναι ένας κεντρικός φορέας για αυτή τη δουλειά. Όπως ίσως θα γνωρίζετε, μισό λεπτό μόνο, να δω, ωραία. Από τον Ιούλιο του 2019, η Γενική Γραμματεία και Καινοτομίας ανήκει στο Υπουργείο Ανάπτυξης και ιδιαίτερα της Διεύθυνσης Διεθνούς Επιστημονικής και Τεχνολογικής Συνεργασίας, στην οποία ανήκω και εγώ και ο κύριος Κώτσιας, που μίλησε νωρίτερα, έκανε το χαιρετισμό. Συγκεκριμένα το Τμήμα Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης και Διεθνών Οργανισμών, στο οποίο ανήκω και είναι προϊστάμενος ο κύριος Κώτσιας, ασχολείται με τον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη και το νέο Ευρωπαϊκό Bauhaus, για το οποίο μιλάμε σήμερα. Ο επιχειρησιακός στόχος της διεύθυνσής μας είναι πολλαπλός. Παρακολουθούμε τις ευρωπαϊκές και διεθνείς εξελίξεις στην έρευνα και καινοτομία. Θέλουμε να συντονίζουμε και σε πλαίσιο αυτό να εκπροσωπούμε την χώρα, είτε με το να ορίζουμε εκπροσώπους, είτε με το να είμαστε και εμείς οι ίδιοι εκπρόσωποι και να διαμορφώνουμε τις θέσεις της χώρας σε ευρωπαϊκούς και διεθνείς οργανισμούς. Στη συνέχεια, τα υπόλοιπα τμήματα ασχολούνται με τις διμερείς και πολυμερείς διακρατικές σχέσεις. Και βέβαια πάντα να ενισχύουμε τις δραστηριότητες και τα προγράμματα διεθνούς και ευρωπαϊκής συνεργασίας στην έρευνα, την τεχνολογική ανάπτυξη και την καινοτομία. Οι αρμοδιότητες μας λοιπόν σε αυτό το επίπεδο είναι διτές. Έχουμε επιτελικές και διαχειριστικές αρμοδιότητες. Επόμενη διαφάνεια, παρακαλώ. Εδώ θα εστιάσουμε στην αρμοδιότητά μας, η οποία έχει να κάνει με τη συμμετοχή στις εργασίες των επιτροπών του προγράμματος Ορίζοντας Ευρώπη. Το πρόγραμμα, όπως ίσως γνωρίζετε, έχει προγραμματικές επιτροπές για το σύνολο των πυλώνων και των θεματικών με τις οποίες ασχολείται το πρόγραμμα πλαίσιο. Εκεί λοιπόν συμμετέχουμε, ορίζουμε εθνικούς εκπροσώπους και διαμορφώνουμε τις εθνικές θέσεις. Επόμενη, παρακαλώ. Αξίζει λοιπόν τώρα να δούμε λίγο πώς θα έχουμε πάει μέχρι τώρα στο ένατο πρόγραμμα πλαίσιο της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης για την έρευνα και την καινοτομία, τον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, ο οποίος για το σύνολο της περίοδου έχει έναν προϋπολογισμό 95,5 δισεκατομμύρια ευρώ. Η χώρα μας λοιπόν τα πάει πολύ καλά, μπορούμε να πούμε. Είναι 7η για το σύνολο του προγράμματος μέχρι στιγμής, για την περίοδο δηλαδή μέχρι και το 2024, που έχουμε τα στοιχεία αυτά αντλήσει. Είναι 7η ανάμεσα στα κράτη-μέλη της Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης σε ό,τι αφορά τις συμμετοχές και τη χρηματοδότηση. Και είναι πρώτη σε επιδόσεις ανάμεσα στις χώρες widening. Αυτό θα λέγαμε ότι είναι μια καλή επίδοση. Παρακαλώ, επόμενη διαφάνεια. Μια οπτικοποίηση αυτής της επίδοσης εμφανίζεται εδώ. Βλέπουμε ότι είμαστε λοιπόν στην 7η θέση κάτω από το Βέλγιο και πάνω από τη Σουηδία. Σε ό,τι αφορά την κατανομή της χρηματοδότησης στον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη μέχρι στιγμής ανατύπου οργανισμού, βλέπουμε ότι κατά μέσο όρο μοιράζεται σχεδόν ισόποσα μεταξύ των ερευνητικών οργανισμών, τους ιδιωτικούς και κερδοσκοπικούς φορείς και τα ιδρύματα τριτοβάθμιας και δευτεροβάθμιας εκπαίδευσης, όπως τα έχουμε σε κατηγορίες. Και ένα μικρό ποσοστό πάει σε δημόσιους οργανισμούς και άλλες κατηγορίες οργανισμών που δεν αξίζει να αναφερθούμε τώρα με λεπτομέρειες. Επόμενο, παρακαλώ. Όπως είπαμε, η Γενική Γραμματεία της Καινοτομίας ασχολείται με την συμμετοχή στις προγραμματικές επιτροπές του Ορίζοντα Ευρώπη. Μεταξύ αυτών, η πλέον εξέχουσα ή τέλος πάντων εξέχουσα σημασία, ίσως θα λέγαμε, η Προγραμματική Επιτροπή είναι η Στατική Επιτροπή του Ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, η SPC όπως τη λέμε εν συντομία, όσοι εργαζόμαστε στο χώρο, η οποία έχει ως αντικείμενο να κάνει αυτό ακριβώς που λέει και το όνομά της, τη στρατηγική επισκόπηση της εφαρμογής του Ορίζοντα Ευρώπη και επιπλέον να κοιτά τη συνοχή μεταξύ των επιμέρους προγραμμάτων εργασίας του μαζί με τις αποστολές του Ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, με τα missions δηλαδή. Αυτό που αξίζει να γνωρίζετε είναι ότι στην SPC ουσιαστικά συνεδριάζουμε όλα τα μέλη που είμαστε η Ευρωπαϊκή Επιτροπή και εκπρόσωποι των κρατών μελών και των συνδεδεμένων χωρών. Στην περίπτωση της Ελλάδας, οι εκπρόσωποι είμαστε από την Διεύθυνση Διεθνούς Επιστημονικής και Τεχνολογικής Συνεργασίας. Θα σας παρουσιάσω παρακάτω τα στοιχεία μας για να τα γνωρίζετε. Και αυτό το οποίο μας αφορά πολύ περισσότερο λοιπόν σήμερα στη συζήτηση είναι ότι στο πλαίσιο της Στρατηγικής Επιτροπής Ορίζοντα Ευρώπη λειτουργεί πλέον από τότε που συστάθηκε το NEB Facility μια ομάδα εργασίας στην οποία συζητείται και διαμορφώνεται το πρόγραμμα εργασίας ειδικά του NEB Facility για τη συνιστώσα έρευνας και καινοτομίας. Σε αυτή την ομάδα εργασίας, πέρα από εμάς, συμμετέχουν εξειδικευμένα εθνικά στελέχη, εμπειρογνώμονες όπως τους λέμε. Για την Ελλάδα έχουμε τη χαρά να έχουμε ορίσει την κυρία Ανδρονίκη Παπατέρπου ως εθνικό εμπειρογνώμονα λοιπόν, στην ομάδα εργασίας του NEB Facility της Στρατηγικής Επιτροπής, η οποία επίσης χειρίζεται και το κομμάτι του Εθνικού Σημείου Επαφής για τη συνιστώσα έρευνας και καινοτομίας του NEB. Ζητώ συγγνώμη. Επόμενη, παρακαλώ. Έχουν υποθεί πολύ αυτά νωρίτερα από την από το αρμόδιο στέλεχος του JRC. Εγώ απλά θα πω ότι θεωρούμε και εμείς στην Ελλάδα ότι πρόκειται για μια ιδιαίτερα σημαντική και θα έλεγα πρωτοπόρα πρωτοβουλία, η οποία έχει εξελιχθεί στην πάροδο των ετών από το 2021 που πρώτο μας συστάθηκε για πρώτη φορά. Πλέον λοιπόν έχουμε το facility, αλλά αυτό το οποίο είναι πολύ, αν θέλετε, ενδιαφέρον για εμάς είναι ότι συνιστά μια διαπιστημονική δράση. Αποτελεί πράγματι μια γέφυρα μεταξύ των κόσμων της επιστήμης και τεχνολογίας που πιο πολύ, αν θέλετε, χειριζόμαστε εμείς στην Γενική Γραμματεία, αλλά και πάλι της τέχνης και του πολιτισμού, με έναν στόχο, ο οποίος μας αφορά προφανώς οριζόντια, να προωθήσουμε την πράσινη και ψηφιακή μετάβαση, να βελτιώσουμε την ποιότητα ζωής και να αντιμετωπίσουμε τελικά σύνθετα κοινωνικά προβλήματα μέσα από μια διαδικασία συνδημιουργίας. Είναι μια λέξη που την ακούμε πολύ στην Ευρωπαϊκή Ένωση τώρα και την αγαπάμε. Επόμενη, παρακαλώ. Μέχρι λοιπόν και το 2024 αξίζει να πούμε, που δεν υπήρχε η facility επί της ουσίας, αξίζει να πούμε ότι η Ελλάδα είχε μια αξιοπρεπή παρουσία στις χρηματοδοτήσεις μέσω Ορίζοντα Ευρώπη για έργα NEB. Ακριβώς επειδή τα calls γινόντουσαν μέσα από διαφορετικές θεματικές, αν θέλετε, προτεραιότητες, τα στοιχεία που έχουμε είναι αυτά. Ενδεχομένως κάποιοι στόχοι του NEB, εδώ η κυρία Παπατέρπου μπορεί ίσως και περισσότερο να μας καθοδηγήσει, να έχουν εξυπηρετηθεί και από άλλα calls. Παρ' όλα αυτά, εμείς θεωρούμε ότι αυτή η εικόνα είναι αρκετά αντιπροσωπευτική Έχουμε χρηματοδοτήσει λοιπόν περίπου 28 Έλληνες εταίρους τα προηγούμενα χρόνια, μέσα από τον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, με 6,68 περίπου εκατομμύρια, και πρόκειται για 9 έργα NEB με ελληνική συμμετοχή, τα οποία λάβανε αυτά τα χρήματα. Επόμενη, παρακαλώ. Εδώ λοιπόν δεν θα σας κουράσω άλλο, θα σας δώσω τα στοιχεία μας, εφόσον για οποιοδήποτε λόγο θέλετε να επικοινωνήσετε μαζί μας. Είμαστε οι 3 εκπρόσωποι στην SPC από τη Γενική Γραμματεία της Καινοτομίας, η κυρία Μαρία Χριστούλα, η προϊστάμενη της Διεύθυνσης, ο κύριος Μιχαήλ Κώτσιας, ο προϊστάμενος του Τμήματος Διεθνών, Οργανισμών και Ευρωπαϊκής Ένωσης, και εγώ από την πλευρά μου, για οτιδήποτε θέλετε είμαι στη διάθεσή σας, και ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για την προσοχή σας.
Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ, κυρία Καραισκου, για την πολύ χρήσιμη παρουσίαση, και να σημειώσω σχετικά με τη διαφάνεια που αναφέρατε τα NEB έργα, ότι ουσιαστικά αυτό που γινόταν στο παρελθόν πριν συσταθεί ο μηχανισμός, η πιο δομημένη πρωτοβουλία, θα λέγαμε, λοιπόν, για το New European Bauhaus, υπήρχαν σε διαφορετικές θεματικές ενότητες, στους πυλώνες του προγράμματος Ορίζοντας Ευρώπη, ουσιαστικά έργα τα οποία είχαν ως requirements οι προτάσεις που θα συγγραφούν και πρόκειτο να υποβληθούν, να ουσιαστικά θίξουν το πώς ακολουθούν τα λεγόμενα NEB values και όλες τις προτεραιότητες που έχουν τεθεί από το New European Bauhaus ήδη από το 2021. Οπότε η διαφάνεια που παρουσίασε η κυρία Καραισκου αφορά τα συγκεκριμένα έργα, τα οποία ενδεχομένως αν ψάξετε στο Funding and Tenders portal που παρουσίασε πριν και η Policy Officer από το JRC, ουσιαστικά αναφέρονται ως dedicated calls to NEB, ενώ υπάρχουν και άλλα χρηματοδοτικά προγράμματα ή άλλες προκηρύξεις στο πλαίσιο του Ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, που είναι συναφή, αλλά δεν είχαν ως προτεραιότητά τους τα NEB values. Αλλά όλα αυτά ανήκουν στο ευρύτερο οικοσύστημα της πρωτοβουλίας του New European Bauhaus, όπως ξεκίνησε πριν από μερικά χρόνια. Δεν ξέρω αν υπάρχει κάποια ερώτηση σε σχέση με αυτά που παρουσιάστηκαν, ή μπορούμε να προχωρήσουμε με την τελευταία παρουσίαση για σήμερα. Νομίζω πως όχι, δεν βλέπω κάτι, οπότε θα μοιραστώ και εγώ την οθόνη μου μαζί σας. Σε αυτή την παρουσίαση, λοιπόν, θα σας μιλήσω για το πώς βοηθούν τα εθνικά σημεία επαφής και τι υπηρεσίες προσφέρουν, αλλά προτού προχωρήσουμε αυτό, να πω ότι ουσιαστικά το δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ του Ιδρύματος Τεχνολογίας και Έρευνας ορίζεται ως εθνικό σημείο επαφής για τα προγράμματα έρευνας και καινοτομίας από τη Γενική Γραμματεία Έρευνας και Καινοτομίας, και αποτελεί εθνικό σημείο επαφής ήδη από το 1998. Συγκεκριμένα το δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ βοηθά επιχειρήσεις, πανεπιστημία και ερευνητικά κέντρα, υποστηρίζοντας έτσι όλο το οικοσύστημα, θα λέγαμε, που είναι στόχος του να ενισχύσει την έρευνα και την καινοτομία, καθώς και την εμπορική αξιοποίηση ερευνητικών αποτελεσμάτων. Αν μπορούμε να προχωρήσουμε στην επόμενη διαφάνεια. Πέρα από το Ηράκλειο, όπου βρίσκονται και τα κεντρικά του Ιδρύματος Τεχνολογίας και Έρευνας, το δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ έχει γραφεία επίσης στην Αθήνα, τη Θεσσαλονίκη, τα Χανιά, την Πάτρα, τον Βόλο και τα Ιωάννινα. Και στη συνέχεια, στην επόμενη διαφάνεια, ουσιαστικά μπορείτε να δείτε το χαρτοφυλάκιο υπηρεσιών του δικτύου ΠΡΑΞΗ, που ουσιαστικά στοχεύει στη βελτίωση της ανταγωνιστικότητας στη βάση της καινοτομίας, δίνει πρόσβαση στη δημόσια, ευρωπαϊκή και εθνική και ιδιωτική χρηματοδότηση, παρέχοντας χρήσιμες πληροφορίες, και υπηρεσίες συμβουλευτικής. Προσφέρει επίσης δικτύωση και πρόσβαση σε διεθνές αγορές και μέσω του Γραφείου Μεταφοράς Τεχνολογίας συμβάλλει στην εμπορική αξιοποίηση ερευνητικών αποτελεσμάτων. Τώρα, ουσιαστικά θα συνοψίζαμε δηλαδή ότι οι βασικές υπηρεσίες του δικτύου ΠΡΑΞΗ έχουν να κάνουν με την πληροφόρηση, τη συμβουλευτική υποστήριξη όπως ανέφερα και τη δικτύωση. Στη συνέχεια, ουσιαστικά το δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ ως εθνικό σημείο επαφής, που είναι ένας από τους 3 βασικούς πυλώνες των υπηρεσιών του, παρέχει υπηρεσίες πληροφόρησης, συμβουλευτικής υποστήριξης, εκπαίδευσης και διαμεσολάβησης σε ακαδημαϊκά ιδρύματα, ερευνητικά κέντρα, επιχειρήσεις, δημόσιους φορείς και άλλους οργανισμούς. Όσον αφορά το κομμάτι της πληροφόρησης, ουσιαστικά έχει τη δυνατότητα να δώσει κάποιες γενικές πληροφορίες για το τρέχον πρόγραμμα εργασίας. Στη συγκεκριμένη περίπτωση έχουμε το Horizon Europe αυτή τη χρονική περίοδο, τη δομή του, αλλά και τις ευκαιρίες χρηματοδότησης που υπάρχουν στο πλαίσιο του προγράμματος. Ενημερώνει αναλυτικά για τα τρέχοντα προγράμματα εργασίας, το ίδιο ίσχυε και για τα προηγούμενα και τις αντίστοιχες προκηρύξεις. Και σε αυτό το πλαίσιο επίσης διοργανώνει ενημερωτικές εκδηλώσεις προκειμένου να ενημερωθεί το εθνικό σύστημα και εκείνοι που ενδιαφέρονται από διαφορετικούς φορείς για τις τρέχοντες προκηρύξεις. Όσον αφορά το συμβουλευτικό κομμάτι των υπηρεσιών του, παρέχει υποστήριξη κατά την προετοιμασία της πρότασης, όταν δηλαδή μια κοινοπραξία ετοιμάζει μια πρόταση προκειμένου να την υποβάλει σε κάποια συγκεκριμένη προκήρυξη, δίνει διευκρινήσεις για την προκήρυξη αυτή, αλλά και για οριζόντια θέματα και κανόνες συμμετοχής. Θα αναφερθώ σε αυτό το κομμάτι και στη συνέχεια, τα λεγόμενα legal and financial aspects, ενώ συμβουλεύει σχετικά και με την επιλογή κατάλληλων εταίρων και τον σχηματισμό της κοινοπραξίας. Και επίσης προσφέρει βοήθεια στην αναζήτηση εταίρων, τη σύνδεση με άλλους φορείς, την επαφή με την Ευρωπαϊκή Επιτροπή για την αποστολή συγκεκριμένων ερωτημάτων, την επικοινωνία με τους εθνικούς εκπροσώπους και την Γενική Γραμματεία Έρευνας και Καινοτομίας. Και επίσης έχουν τη δυνατότητα οι ενδιαφερόμενοι και ενδιαφερόμενες όταν γράφουν μία πρόταση και αυτή βρίσκεται σε όριμο στάδιο κάποιο χρονικό διάστημα πριν από την επερχόμενη υποβολή της, να στείλουν αυτές τις προτάσεις σε εμάς προκειμένου να κάνουμε ένα pre-screening, όπως το ονομάζουμε, μία προεπισκόπηση της πρότασης, προκειμένου να δώσουμε κάποια τροφοδότηση προς βελτίωση της πρότασης προτού γίνει η υποβολή. Στην επόμενη διαφάνεια, ουσιαστικά βλέπετε τους πυλώνες που απαρτίζουν το πρόγραμμα πλαίσιο ορίζοντας Ευρώπη. Είναι τα λεγόμενα 3 pillars, το Pillar 1, Excellent Science, το Pillar 2, Global Challenges and European Industrial Competitiveness και το Pillar 3, Innovative Europe. Το δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ είναι εθνικό σημείο επαφής για όλον τον πυλώνα 1 που αφορά τη βασική έρευνα και την αριστεία στην έρευνα και συγκεκριμένα για το European Research Council, το λεγόμενο ERC, για τις δράσεις Marie Curie και για τα Research Infrastructures. Επίσης, είναι εθνικό σημείο επαφής για τις περισσότερες θεματικές από το δεύτερο πυλώνα, εκτός από το Cluster 1, τα λεγόμενα clusters, που αφορά το health, όπως θα δείτε στο πρώτο bullet, και επίσης δεν είναι εθνικό σημείο επαφής για το digital και industry, τις θεματικές digital και industry στο Cluster 4. Ουσιαστικά ο πυλώνας 2 αφορά περισσότερο την εφαρμοσμένη έρευνα. Στον πυλώνα 3 που αφορά την καινοτομία. Το δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ είναι επίσης εθνικό σημείο επαφής για το European Innovation Council και για το European Institute of Innovation and Technology. Επίσης υπάρχουν και κάποιες άλλες οριζόντιες ενότητες για τις οποίες είναι εθνικό σημείο επαφής, όπως είναι το Euratom, όπως είναι οι ευρωπαϊκές αποστολές, τα λεγόμενα missions, για τα οποία είναι εθνικό σημείο επαφής για 4 από αυτά, για 4 από αυτές τις αποστολές, το κλίμα της πόλης, το νερό και το έδαφος. Επίσης είναι εθνικό σημείο επαφής για τις δράσεις widening, για το New European Bauhaus, όπως αναφερθήκαμε και πριν, και συγκεκριμένα για τη συνιστώσα της έρευνας και της καινοτομίας, και φυσικά για ζητήματα οικονομικής και νομικής φύσεως, τα legal και financial aspects, τα οποία ουσιαστικά διατρέχουν όλους τους πυλώνες του προγράμματος και έχουν μια οριζόντια φύση. Στη συνέχεια, στο επόμενο slide, θα αναφερθώ στο έργο που έχει ξεκινήσει για το δίκτυο των εθνικών σημείων επαφής για τον μηχανισμό NEB, και θα ήθελα να σας πω σε αυτό το σημείο ότι στο πλαίσιο του ρόλου του ως εθνικό σημείο επαφής, το δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ συμμετέχει και σε διάφορες κοινοπραξίες έργων που αφορούν τα δίκτυα των εθνικών σημείων επαφής σε διάφορες θεματικές, και μία από αυτές είναι και το New European Bauhaus, όπως είπαμε, και πριν από μερικούς μήνες, συγκεκριμένα τον Μάιο του 2025, συστάθηκε αυτή η κοινοπραξία για το NEB for All, το λεγόμενο έργο για το New European Bauhaus, το οποίο ουσιαστικά έχει ως στόχο του να φέρει σε ένα πρώτο πλάνο, θα έλεγα, μαζί τα εθνικά σημεία επαφής, τόσο για το κομμάτι της έρευνας και της καινοτομίας που βλέπουμε μέσα στον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, αλλά και από το κομμάτι το rollout, όπως αναφέραμε, που έχει να κάνει με την εφαρμογή αυτών των πραγμάτων στη συνέχεια στην κοινωνία. Το αναφέρω αυτό γιατί είναι η πρώτη φορά που βλέπουμε δύο διαφορετικά είδη εθνικών σημείων επαφής, έχοντας διαφορετικούς ρόλους αλλά και πολλά κοινά στοιχεία μέσα σε αυτούς τους ρόλους. Οπότε, βασικός στόχος του έργου είναι να δημιουργήσουν μία σύμπραξη αυτά τα δύο είδη εθνικών σημείων επαφής, προκειμένου να, μέσω της ενίσχυσης του ρόλου τους και της εκπαίδευσής τους μέσα από αυτό το έργο, να ενισχύσουν το πώς εφαρμόζεται ο μηχανισμός New European Bauhaus σε εθνικό επίπεδο, αλλά και σε ευρωπαϊκό. Θα λέγαμε λοιπόν ότι στόχος του έργου, πέρα από το να μπορέσει να φέρει μαζί τα εθνικά σημεία επαφής, είναι να δημιουργήσει και έναν πιο συντονισμένο, αν θέλετε, μηχανισμό στο πώς λειτουργεί όλο αυτό το οικοσύστημα για το μηχανισμό του New European Bauhaus που υπάρχει στο εκάστοτε εθνικό επίπεδο, που μπορεί να απαρτίζεται πέρα από τα εθνικά σημεία επαφής και από τους ενδιαφερόμενους stakeholders και φορείς, και το πώς μπορεί να ενισχυθεί η αλληλεπίδραση αυτών, προκειμένου να βοηθηθούν οι ενδιαφερόμενοι και οι ενδιαφορέομενες και να υπάρχει μια ενίσχυση της επιτυχούς υλοποίησης του μηχανισμού NEB. Το συγκεκριμένο έργο θα τρέχει μέχρι το τέλος του 2026 Και φυσικά μέσα από αυτό υπάρχει και πλατφόρμα δικτύωσης, η οποία χρησιμοποιείται από τα διαφορετικά εθνικά σημεία επαφής, προκειμένου να φέρουν τους ενδιαφερόμενους και ενδιαφερόμενες applicants και κοινοπραξίες σε επαφή με άλλους εταίρους από άλλες χώρες, προκειμένου να δομήσουν την κοινοπραξία τους. Και στην επόμενη διαφάνεια μπορείτε να βρείτε την ελληνική πύλη για τον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη. Ουσιαστικά πέρα από το Funding and Tenders Portal που είδατε στην πρώτη παρουσίαση, μπορείτε να χρησιμοποιήσετε και τη συγκεκριμένη ιστοσελίδα προκειμένου να ενημερώνεστε για το τι συμβαίνει στο εθνικό οικοσύστημα όσον αφορά τον ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, τι εκδηλώσεις γίνονται, τις προκηρύξεις που είναι ανοιχτές, σημαντικά έγγραφα και αρχεία τα οποία ενδεχομένως να σας βοηθήσουν στην προετοιμασία κάποιας πρότασης ή στο να καταλάβετε περισσότερα στοιχεία για κάποιες προκηρύξεις και για κάποιες θεματικές ενότητες. Και φυσικά συγκεκριμένα για το New European Bauhaus Research and Innovation Component, αν πάμε στην επόμενη διαφάνεια, μπορείτε να επικοινωνήσετε φυσικά μαζί μου σε ό,τι αφορά για τις προκηρύξεις του ορίζοντα Ευρώπη, καθώς και μπορείτε να βρείτε τόσο στην ιστοσελίδα μας, στο δίκτυο ΠΡΑΞΗ, όσο και γενικότερα online και από την Ευρωπαϊκή Επιτροπή, τα αρμόδια εθνικά σημεία επαφής για την κάθε θεματική ενότητα και να επικοινωνήσετε με αυτά για τυχόν απορίες και ερωτήσεις που έχετε. Και κλείνουμε λοιπόν και με αυτή την παρουσίαση. Δεν ξέρω αν υπάρχουν ερωτήσεις από πλευρά σας. Θα ήθελα επίσης να σημειώσω ότι, όπως είπαμε, θα αναρτηθεί η μαγνητοσκόπηση της συγκεκριμένης ενημερωτικής εκδήλωσης, καθώς και οι παρουσιάσεις, και θα υπάρχει και σύνδεσμος που θα παραπέμπει στην αναλυτική παρουσίαση των 3 destinations, όπως ανέφερε η Policy Officer, για τις τωρινές προκηρύξεις για το πρόγραμμα εργασίας 2025 σε ό,τι αφορά το New European Bauhaus. Και φυσικά θα επανέλθω για τις ερωτήσεις που τέθηκαν στο chat, επικοινωνώντας με τους αρμόδιους συναδέλφους από το Joint Research Center. Αν δεν υπάρχει κάποια ερώτηση ή κάποιο σχόλιο, θα ήθελα να σας ευχαριστήσω πάρα πολύ για τον χρόνο που αφιερώσατε να παρακολουθήσετε τη σημερινή ενημερωτική εκδήλωση. Και θα ήθελα φυσικά να ευχαριστήσω τον κύριο Κώτσια και την κυρία Καραισκου για τη συνδιοργάνωση της σημερινής εκδήλωσης.